Ladies and gentlemen, woke Suicide Squad. I really don't know how else to start this video other than laughing, man, because Suicide Squad, I feel vindicated a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. You know, I've been talking about Suicide Squad a lot, and the fact that this game was a massive letdown. I can only feel, a little bit of pain, but I can only imagine what actual real DC fans must feel when it comes to Suicide Squad. Well, apparently, there's a new rumor going around, and you know what? I'm going to believe this, and not because of my narrative, but I'm gonna believe this because the rumors about Suicide Squad, almost all of them, have been true up until this point. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of validity here, but keep in mind it is a rumor at the end of the day. But apparently, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League just got a leak recently and reveals upcoming DLC characters and suggests that the live service support is going to come to an end in early of 2025.
Congratulations.
Now, I've been saying for a while, I highly doubt this game is going to last longer than Marvel's Avengers. Like, Marvel's Avengers, I believe, lasted for about 2 years or so. So Suicide Squad has some time to try to turn things around. But let's be real. I don't think it's actually going to happen. I think this game is going to die much faster. I think they're going to speed up whatever content they had planned for this game to try to milk it for as much as they can before it eventually sets sail. So let's get into this article, guys, from Bounding Into Comics. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Now, the funny thing for me is that they really thought, and I saw so many DC fans coming out on my videos and saying, hey, the Joker DLC is going to save this game. The Joker DLC is going to turn things around. The Joker DLC is going to bring all the players back again, because Joker always saves the day when it comes to DC's failures. Well, that's not the case, not here. And I knew it wasn't going to do anything because, see, the problem is that the game, it's not just the game was woke, all right? No, that's not the main problem of the game. The main problem of the game is that you are trying to sell a $70 price tag game that also happens to be a live service game, which means you are going to try to sell a crazy amount of microtransactions. You're going to have season passes. You're going to have all the typical shit to try to get as many like nickels that you possibly can out of a gamer. And once people saw that and they said, okay, well, is the game good? They couldn't find out because the servers suck. The game was glitchy. There was bugs out the ass. Some of them were game breaking. So it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the game was good, could have been good, should have been good. It doesn't matter. You alienated the people that were going to give you a chance in the first place, and now you're stuck with whoever is sticking around in the hopes that the game doesn't die, and it's really quite sad. It says a new leak of supposed information regarding the future Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has not only revealed the alleged identities of the wildly panned title's upcoming roster of DLC characters, but also evidence that suggests its live service support may be coming to an end after barely a year of operation. Spoiler warning, this article contains spoilers. Who gives a fuck? Nobody's playing. This latest info surrounding Rocksteady Games' latest title was first raised to the public courtesy of noted scooper Miller Ross, whose track includes accurately scooping that Nolan North would voice Superman and Jason Isaacs would play Brainiac in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, as well as the cessation of development on Marvel's Avengers, ceasing development, and the existence of the Overwatch-inspired Marvel rivals. Now, again, this is a person who is very, very well tracked when it comes to their rumors, which is why I'm giving it a little more validity than I normally would something that was based off of a rumor. But again, it still is just a rumor, so take it for what it is. Multiple sources at Rocksteady tell me that Kevin Conroy recorded dialogue for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League post-launch campaign before his passing. Batman returns to Metropolis in Suicide Squad's upcoming 4th season after being rescued from a medieval-themed Elseworld of supervillain Brainiac's design, joining the Flash and Green Lantern as the Justice League continues to reform following the events of the game's campaign. So they killed off the Justice League just to eventually bring them back because they knew people were going to be pissed about it. Turning to the game's live service roadmap, Ross then explained Season 4 of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is currently slated to commence in January 2025. The season also brings Deathstroke into the fray as a new playable character who is of two minds about rescuing the man who humiliated him in 2015's Arkham Knight. This storyline concludes the game's 5th season when the reassembled Justice League forces with Argus joined forces, with Argus to end Brainiac's multiversal reign of terror. He added, sources tell me that this will likely serve as the game's finale, with the recent season 1 doing little to reignite sales. So again, guys, it seems like they're trying to rush the content that they initially had planned. They don't think the game is going to be able to stand the test of time, and it's going to cost them a lot of money to keep this game running, even with minimal player base. And so they're going to try to make as much money off of whatever remaining player base there actually is, which there really isn't much. They're going to try to milk them for as much as they possibly can. It says, next pressed by fellow Twitter user Big Blue Booster as to whether he could provide further information as to the identities of the game's other 4 DLC characters. Ross was happy to present his alleged findings. The other playable characters I've heard were on the table for Season 6 and beyond are Killer Croc, Katana, Poison Ivy, Black Manta, Scream Queen, and Gorilla Grodd. Again, these are all characters that I feel like are nowhere near to the caliber of Joker. And if the Joker didn't bring back characters, if the Joker didn't bring back players to this game, what makes you think these characters are? Poison Ivy, maybe, maybe a lot of people want to play as Poison Ivy, maybe even Killer Croc, but the others, I'm kind of up in the air. Like, I really don't feel like they hit home enough to overthrow the Joker. Moving to correct GameSpot's article, Suicide Squad Killer Justice League hackers are already playing as next season's character. Rawson affirmed no, they're not. The Season 2 character is Mrs. Freeze, Deathstroke in Season 4, and nobody's playing as him. They can just make his name and little icon appear. His model isn't even in the public client. Flash has a whole Peter Mellark thing when you rescue him, when he can slip back into brainwashing, which is one of the reasons why Victoria puts him in a cryostasis pod while they fix his brain. At the end of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, Lex Luthor reveals that multiple Brainiacs from other dimensions are working together to take over the multiverse. As such, in the post-game, the squad and the players will be tasked with defeating roughly 13 other Brainiacs. Now, again, guys, it's very clear. Very, very clear. I don't know how else to put it other than the fact that they seem to be rushing things now. They seem to be trying to put as much as they can out there as quick as possible, because at the end of the day, they know the jig is up. They know that, unfortunately for them, they gave up the player base that they could have had. Think about the max concurrent players that they had on Steam, just Steam alone, and then extrapolate that to the console players, because there's probably a lot more console players than Steam. And then now look at the Steam numbers and then extrapolate that to how many console players have been lost after being unable to actually enjoy the game, play the game, probably are pissed about the bugs and the glitches and whatnot. Think about that. It is a lot of players to lose, and it's just way too many players to lose for a game that is trying to bank on the live service aspect. So if you don't have the player base to support the live service aspect, it really doesn't matter how many DLCs and season passes you come out with. Yeah, you can milk this little bit of player base and whatever for whatever they're worth, but ultimately you know that the game is going to die. You know it's only a matter of time before this game goes the way of the dodo bird. So I don't think it's going to last as long as Marvel Avengers did. I've said that since the beginning. I think it's definitely going to die much, much sooner than that, but I didn't think it was going to die within necessarily the year. I know some people said it was. I just don't think that's going to be the case. I think they're going to draw it out for probably a year and a half or so, and then eventually let it set sail and just, I don't know, make another one. I really don't know. What are they going to do? Try to spend another $200 million, the money that they don't have, to try to make a live service game for fans that they don't have? Like, you're making games for anybody other than the fans. You're making these live service games instead of making a fantastic single player experience like the Arkham games that people could have enjoyed and still be enjoying for the many years to come. No, you wanted to give that all up to make a live service game, and now look at you. Look at where you're at now with your greed. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.